Keep track of your project progress with the new scheduling feature. Start by selecting your project. Click on the Schedule tab in the navigation menu. To get started, let's add our first task. At the top of the Schedule page, click on the Add Task button. In the pop-up window, start by selecting the task status. In the drop-down menu, you can designate the task as Not Started, In Progress, or Complete. For this example, let's create a task that is not yet started. In the Name field, add the task's name. Assign the task to a project contact by clicking on the pencil icon and selecting the contact's name. If there's weekend work associated with this task, click on the button to add this into the task. In the Duration field, enter the number of days this task will take. In the Start Date section, select the day on the calendar that the task needs to start on. When a start date is selected, the finish date is automatically entered based on the duration of the task. If you have any notes associated with the task, add them in the Notes section. The progress bar will give you a quick indication on the task's progress. Since this task has not yet been started, we'll leave the progress bar at 0. Dependencies are tasks that will depend on this one being completed before they can begin. In this example, let's say this task is waiting on another one before we can get started. To add this into our project schedule, click on the Add Dependency button. To select the dependent task, click on the Select Task dropdown and select the task that we're waiting on to get started. In this section, you can identify when exactly this task can start, as it depends on this previous task. Start to start means that the predecessor begins before the successor can begin. On the other hand, finish to start means the predecessor task ends before the successor can begin. In this example, our task can't get started on until this dependent task is finished. Click on the Finish to Start option. In the Task feature, you can also extend the days between the predecessor and successor tasks by setting a maximum lead or lag time. For this example, let's designate the maximum lead time to 10 days. When you're finished updating the dependency, be sure to click on the green Save button next to the new task dependency. You will always have the option to edit the dependency details or delete this dependency. On the other hand, successors are tasks that will be completed after another task. For example, if we look at the task we assigned as the dependent, you'll find the successor automatically placed. In addition to creating tasks, you can also create milestones in your schedule page. Milestones are considered as a goal or marker to track your project progress. Adding a milestone is very similar to adding a task. To add a milestone, click on the green Add Milestone button at the top of the schedule page. Like a regular task, you can change a milestone status as Not Started, In Progress, or Complete from the drop-down menu. Describe the milestone in the Name text field and assign the contact by selecting the blue pencil icon. In the Date field, select the milestone date in the calendar pop-up. Use the sliding progress bar to mark this milestone's progress. If there are any dependencies or successors to this milestone, add them here accordingly. You have 3 main views to look at your project status: List View, Calendar View, and Gantt Chart View. The default List view shows your tasks and milestones as a set list. You can sort the list by clicking on the up and down arrows in the columns. To view your project progress from a monthly calendar view, select the calendar icon at the top of the page. To navigate through the calendar months, select the left and right arrows at the top right of the page. On the calendar, you can click on the tasks to view more details, edit or delete the task. Tasks marked green on the calendar are completed tasks, blue tasks are in progress, and gray tasks are not yet started. To view your project progress on a Gantt chart, select the Timeline button at the top of the page. On the left side of the Gantt chart, you'll find your task details that you can edit directly by clicking into each field. Similarly, you can now add a new task directly on the Gantt view by selecting Add Task. This new task will transfer to all other views as well. On the right side of the page, you will find the Gantt chart view showing each of your tasks, dependencies, and successors. Use the page navigation to scroll through the Gantt chart. To view task details, click on the taskbar directly in the Gantt chart. You can also change the start or finish date by clicking and dragging the task in the Gantt chart. Your set dependencies or successors will follow any date changes. If you have any critical paths set, click on the Show Critical Path button at the top of the page. To expand the Gantt view on the page, click on the left pointing arrow. If there's any schedule delay, team members can submit a change request to reflect. To submit a change request, double-click on the task that needs to be adjusted. Scroll to the Schedule Change Request section and select Add Change Request. To ask to change the start date, click in the New Start Date field and select from the calendar. Similarly, to select the new finish date, click on the New Finish Date field and select the date from the calendar. In the Reason section, explain why the schedule change is being requested. If there is a schedule change request, you will see a red notification in the Change Request section at the top of the page. Click on this button to review the new change request. In the new pop-up window, you will find the new project schedule request details and reason for the request. To approve the new schedule request, click on the green Approve button. To reject the request, simply click on the red Reject button. The new schedule changes will be reflected on each task view, as well as each dependency or successor tasks. If you have recurring projects with the same task details and timelines, you can save your schedule as a template for future projects. To save this schedule as a template, click on the Templating drop-down menu at the top right of the screen. In the drop-down menu, select the Save as Template option. In the new pop-up window, you can customize your new template settings. Start by adding the template name. Below the template name, select which portions of task details you want to include in the new template. To implement the template into a new project, click on the Templating tab in the New Project and select From Templates under Import. To select which templates you want to import, click on Template in the drop-down menu. Select the project start date from the calendar. Customize which details you want to import from the template by selecting them at the bottom of the window. To finish importing the template, select the blue Import button. Your new task and details will automatically be inserted into your new project. If you already have project schedule templates that your team follows, Easily import them into the scheduling tool to keep a consistent workflow. In your new project, click on the Templating drop-down menu and select From File. Here, you can drag and drop or click to upload your existing template files and Microsoft projects. To share the project schedule with your team, click on the Share button at the top of the page. You can either copy the direct link to share or type in your contact's name or email addresses directly in the To field. You also can customize your subject line when sending directly to your contacts. Your contacts will receive an email with a direct link to view the project schedule. To export your project schedule into an Excel file, click on the Export button. The new Excel file will immediately download to show the schedule details. To customize your schedule settings, click on the Gear button. In your settings, you can change your default view to the Task List, Calendar, or Timeline Gantt chart view. To prevent any schedule changes, you can also lock the project schedule by clicking the button under the Task Settings section. To disable all notifications, click on the toggle button next to Enable Notifications. When grayed out, all schedule notification settings have been removed. Similarly, when notifications are enabled, you can update the date change notification mode to Automatic or Always Ask. To change the cadence of notifications, enter a number of days in the Reminder Days offset field.